Good morning, and it is a beautiful morning in Buffalo today. Just for the record, I brought the weather, I want you to know. I just told the mayor. Mayor claims that he was responsible for the weather, that it's a local responsibility. I claim it is a state responsibility. Let me introduce the people who are with us today. From my far left, Kelly Cummings, who's the New York State Director of Operations, has been handling the operations all through COVID and been doing a fantastic job. I want to thank her. We have Kim Minkle, who's the Executive Director of NFTA, and the NFTA has been doing extraordinary work. They really have, and we're very proud of what they've done. To my right, the great Mayor of Buffalo, Mayor Byron Brown, who's been receiving accolades nationwide, you should know, for his good work, and he deserves it. And Commissioner Marie-Therese Dominguez, who is our Commissioner of Transportation and has been doing outstanding work. We wore masks today because with the new CDC guidance and the new New York State guidance, New York State is open. We're getting on with life, back to living. The damage that has been done by COVID and the shutdown is inestimable, and I don't even think we have fully grasped the extent of the damage. We focus on the economic damage, small business, tenants, sure. But how about the social damage? How about the damage to children who didn't go to school for a year? How about the damage to families who were disconnected, to senior citizens who were isolated? So we have to get back to life and living and enjoying and socializing and seeing people. And that's what we're doing aggressively in New York. And we have to learn from the past year, and we have to capitalize on this moment. And I want to talk about that today. But New York State is open. We relaxed all the rules pursuant to the CDC guidance, wearing masks today because we're in a public transportation facility. We're at the Buffalo Airport, and public transportation facilities still wear a mask, buses, subways, etc. But life is resuming. Let's talk about today and tomorrow, because what we do today often determines what tomorrow is all about, right? It's the story of life. And you look at where we are today in terms of the COVID numbers, they are really, really promising. Overall statewide positivity is 0.85. That's a fraction of what it is nationwide. So congratulations to New Yorkers, because we're doing much, much better than the rest of the nation. That's the lowest level since September 11th, 0.85. It really is a phenomenal piece of good news. And you see it right down the line. The hospitalizations are down, ICUs are down. When people say, well, COVID is over, no, it's not over. Unfortunately, 18 people still died, and that's just a true reminder that this is not over. We still have to be careful, but yes, we're making great progress. Positivity, Western New York is making progress, 1.6. Let's hope it stays in the right direction, but it is lower. Finger Lakes is the state high. This week, 2.5%. But look at the variance, 1.6 in Western New York, 0.8 in New York City. So we can be doing better. We are doing better, but we can do even better still. Positivity, not a pretty line, but the line is headed in the right direction. And that's what we like to see. Hospitalizations, same thing. Number continues to drop, 49 straight days of decline in hospitalization. Vaccinations, we're up to 18 million. 62% of the state has at least one dose. 53% fully vaccinated. More than half of New Yorkers now fully vaccinated. Troubling news, the number of vaccinations are slowing, and they're slowing dramatically. We have a 43% decline in the number of people coming in for vaccinations. Why? A number of reasons. First, the people who were most willing to take the vaccine came in first. Remember what happened in the beginning. We had more people wanting the vaccine than we had vaccine. So we had those weeks where we had multiples of people looking for the vaccine than we could actually supply. Demand outstripped supply. We went through that percentage of the population. Now we're getting to a percentage of the population that not only is not eager, but a percentage of the population that is probably going to require an incentive for them to go forward and take the vaccine. And then you're going to have a percentage of the population that is just anti-vaccine. Not just anti-COVID vaccine, anti-vaccine. We went through this 2 years ago when we did the measles vaccine for children. And there are people who believe so strongly against vaccines that they wouldn't vaccinate their child for measles, and they didn't put their child in school. They actually do homeschooling rather than have their child vaccinated. So that's a real percentage of the population also. I also think the news of saying what I'm saying, the numbers are down, hospitalizations are down, we're relaxing regulations, resume life. People say, well, COVID is over, I didn't get the vaccine, now I don't need to. That's not true. The regulations are relaxed for people who got vaccinated, not for people who didn't get vaccinated. So we still have to get people vaccinated. And the question that I think about all the time is, this is a unique moment in history. What do we do now to excel nationally and internationally? Every day you wake up, what do I do today that can actually help us excel? What's the opportunity today? We have to do two things. First thing is we have to vaccinate everyone. Vaccinate everyone, that's the goal. How do you proceed on vaccines? Make it easier, make it more accessible. For the people who are doubtful, communicate the facts. 18 million New Yorkers took the shot. 18 million. Hundreds of millions in this nation. The vaccine has been proven over and over and over again, not just in this country, but internationally it has been proven. Communicate the facts to get past the doubt. And create incentives for a population that is so-so on the vaccine. So today we announce a major statewide vaccination incentive for those who have not yet received the vaccine. We announced a plan where you could win up to $5 million if you get vaccinated next week. Vax and Scratch. How do you like that name? Vax and Scratch. You get a vaccination, and you get a lottery ticket for the $5 million mega multiplier New York State Lottery. Now, the Vax and Scratch ticket has a first prize of $5 million, but a number of prizes that go down to $20. The chances of winning something in this program are 1 in 9 that you win something. So it is a very exciting lottery. the value of the ticket is $20. If you had to buy the ticket, it's $20. So in essence, get a vaccination, and you get a free $20 scratch-off ticket for the multiplier game, 100% free. We're starting it at the 10 mass vaccination sites across the state. Here in Buffalo, it's at the University of Buffalo, but they are 10 conveniently located sites all across the state. It begins on Monday, the 24th. It goes to Friday, the 28th. There have been other states that have tried similar incentives. Some have a lottery that you could win $1 million. Our lottery, you can win up to $5 million. So we're excited about the prospects of this. It starts on Monday. If you were undecided about getting a vaccine or dubious about getting a vaccine, now you have an added bonus. Don't miss this chance. We're doing a pilot. It's just next week. We'll see how it goes, and we'll make decisions from there. But it is a situation where everybody wins. Everybody wins. You have a 1 in 9 chance of winning the lottery, but you get the vaccine and you win. Because if you get the vaccine, then this goes away. If you are vaccinated, there are more opportunities for you. You're going to see venues opening up with vaccinated sections and unvaccinated sections. And you're going to have more of a chance to participate in activities and resume life if you were vaccinated. You're going to a bar, you're going to a restaurant, you have your vaccine, you can take this off. You go to a restaurant, you have a meal, you can take this off. You want to go to a ball game, you have a better chance of getting in because you're vaccinated. So there are practical reasons in life to get the vaccine, besides protecting your own health and protecting your child's health and your family's health and your neighbor's health. Those reasons have all existed. There are now just practical reasons and advantages that you will have if you're vaccinated. We're also going to make it easier to get vaccinated by increasing access. Summer approaches, people are taking flights. If you're going overseas, there are countries that are going to require you to show your vaccine ticket that you were vaccinated to get in. But people will start to travel. They go to airports. We're going to say we'll have vaccine centers at the airports. So you're going to take a flight. On the way to get the plane, come a few minutes early, get a vaccine at the airport on the way to get a flight, and make sure wherever you're going that you are vaccinated. And that vaccination is going to be required by more and more countries and states to allow access to visitors. You watch. So it's another reason to get it done, and it's another reason why it's easy to get it done, right? There are vaccine centers everywhere, and there are all sorts of incentives to get it done. That's the first key to excel in the moment: vaccinate everyone. What's the second opportunity in this moment? Don't make the goal just reopening. People talk about reopen. We don't want to reopen in New York. Reopening suggests we're going to go back where we were the day before COVID. That was a year ago. That was more than a year ago. Life is not about going back to where we were. I want to go back to where I was a year ago. I don't want to go back to where I was a year ago. You don't want to go back to where you were a year ago. You want to go forward. Life is about going forward. You want to make progress. Our goal is not to reopen. Let other places talk about reopening. Our goal is to build back better than we were before. We went through a year of hell. We learned a lot. We're smarter. We're more united. We understand more. And we want to use this moment to build back better. You have a natural disaster. You have a flood. You have a hurricane. You have to rebuild your house. I'm going to build it back the way it was. No. I'm not going to build the house back the way it was. The kitchen was too small. The cabinets were old. The bathroom had to be redone. I'm going to build back a better house. We're going to build back a better state. And to do that, you have to think big and you have to think outside the box. Think how to get to yes, not why we can't. Get past the bureaucratic hurdles. Well, this is hard, this is hard. We went through a year of stagnation. The reaction has to be a year of aggressiveness and positive thinking, and we have ground to make up. One of the things we want to do is renovate the front door to the economy. What is the front door to the economy? The front door to the economy today is an airport. More than ever before. It is an airport. Business flies. It's an international economy. It's a global economy. People fly. That airport is the first thing they see. It's the front door on your house. It's the welcome mat. It's the first impression. And we have been making unprecedented investments in our airports. New York State is already leading the way of all the other states in rebuilding its airport. We're building a new airport at LaGuardia, which in truth was one of the most outdated airports in the United States. But we're building a new airport at LaGuardia. First new airport in 25 years in the United States of America. Think about that for a second. You fly into any airport around the world, and you are blown away by the airport. It's a totally different experience. It's not land, take your bag, get in a cab. They are business centers. They're entertainment centers. You land in an airport, a lot of people never leave the airport. You fly to Dubai, you have your business meetings in the airport, you stay in the airport, do business, and then you leave. Shop in the airport. This country, that LaGuardia is the first new airport in 25 years, you have to say to yourself, what were we doing for 25 years? Where was this country when all these other countries were building these magnificent new airports as economic development generators? We lost 25 years. LaGuardia is going to be the first. JFK is going through a full transformation. We've also been modernizing our airports all across the state. Stewart International, Rochester Airport, Ithaca Tompkins Airport, Plattsburgh Airport, Syracuse Hancock, Elmira Corning. These have all been improved over the past few years. And what is happening at this airport is extraordinary, is really extraordinary, and is going to make a major difference and a major improvement. And I want to congratulate the NFTA and Kim Minkle and Bill Vanasek for what they're doing here. New baggage claim, new passenger amenities, new concourses, easier to get in, easier to get out. So thinking of an airport in a different context as your front door, as a place to do business, a place to entertain, a place where you can stay, a tourism center. Also, a place that is internationally competitive. The goal has to be, when you fly into the Buffalo airport, it is just as competitive as flying into any airport anywhere in this country or anywhere on this globe. And we're going to offer a $250 million airport improvement competition for upstate airports. Tell us your vision, your dream to improve your airport, and the state will partner with you. But think big, outside the box. Airports as business entertainment centers, traveler experience improvements, tourism center. When I land at an airport, I should find out at that airport all the tourism information, what I can do in Buffalo, what I can do in Niagara, what I can do in the Finger Lakes. Use it as an opportunity to introduce everyone to that region and to those opportunities. Green building upgrades, like the NFTA has done here, and public health screening capacity learning from COVID. COVID came in through the airports. Remember how COVID got here. Remember how Zika got here. Remember how dengue got here. Remember how Ebola got here. They don't start in the United States. They come through our airports. They get on a plane and they walk right through the airport terminal. Why did New York State have the worst COVID problem in the United States of America? Where was COVID? It was in China. Remember, China, President of the United States? It wasn't in China. Started in China. Went to Europe from China. And then flew here from Europe. It came from Spain. It came from Italy. It came from France. And nobody told us. And then when we found out, we didn't have the capacity to do the health screenings at the airports. Well, COVID's over. Mark my words, there will be another pandemic sooner than you think. Because COVID, we had warning of COVID. We had 7, 10 other diseases that came in that, frankly, we were lucky that did not explode like COVID. You need that capacity at the airport. Yes, security after 9/11, right? After 9/11, we all learned we need new security. And now, baggage screening, passenger screening. Post-COVID, public health screening. You get off a flight, you have to have the health capacity to test people for whatever we may need to test for at that time. That is going to be key in the airports of tomorrow. The applications are due on September 15th. So what will New York be like post-COVID? It will be what we make it. That's what it will be. It's up to us. States all across the nation are dealing with the same question. They will close down, they have to rebuild. Countries all across the world are dealing with the same question. We will close down, we have to rebuild. There is a moment of opportunity here and a moment to seize on, to transform, and to capitalize, to be the first one to rebuild the best and the smartest post-COVID. But you have to think big. You have to think transformatively. We have to be fast, and we have to be bold. And that's what New York is all about. Building a better tomorrow and a better New York, and using the moment and knowing that for New York, with New Yorkers, look at what we just did getting through COVID together. The sky is the limit if we believe that it's the limit. And if we let our imagination soar and our vision soar, and then we have the capacity to actually make it happen. Aristotle's formula for success, 2 steps. Decide what to do. Do it. That's it. Dream big, bold, visionary, and then do it. And we can. Thank you for being here today. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our great mayor. I want to thank him for everything that he has done on so many different fronts. This has been a challenge for government leaders like never before. Mayors don't fight pandemics. Mayors don't deal with all the consequences of COVID. The health consequences, the economic consequences, the social consequences. And it really is a litmus test to show the caliber of an elected official. And some have failed, and some have risen to a new level. And Mayor Byron Brown has set an example for mayors all across this country. Mayor Byron Brown.
Thank you very much, Governor. It's great to have you back in Buffalo again so soon. Thank you for your commitment to Western New York. And Governor, after that wonderful introduction, I will concede that you brought the beautiful weather to Buffalo today. You know, when our COVID rates were high, you answered our call, you visited Western New York repeatedly, and encouraged our residents to get vaccinated. You directed the vaccine to our communities and worked with our local partners like Kim Minkle and the NFTA and many others to make sure the vaccine was easily accessible. The NFTA vaccination program that just ended yesterday was very, very successful. And now Governor Cuomo is back doing even more today. Now the COVID positivity rate here has declined. We can be even more focused now on recovery and reopening. But this is about more than just reopening. It's about showing the world everything that New York has to offer. We want to be the best city, region, and state in the nation post-pandemic. As you just heard, our airports are the gateways to our communities. They are one of the first things people see when they enter our great state, and we want to leave a good impression. The ability to apply for this funding for our airport is great news for Buffalo and Western New York. And I am confident that the NFTA is going to submit a very competitive application because as the governor was talking, I saw Kim Minkle taking very copious notes. You know, this means that we can look forward to more than just recovery. As I have been saying, it means that we can build back even better here in Buffalo and in Erie County. And the airport vaccination sites next week will move us closer to our goal of getting as many people as possible vaccinated and getting back to our normal lives. And if that's not enough of an incentive to go and get your vaccination, you can now receive a lottery ticket at 10 different mass vaccination sites across the state. And unlike me, all New Yorkers that get vaccinated now are eligible for the $5 million grand prize. It's creative solutions like these that will lead New York and Buffalo out of this crisis and into a better and brighter future. Governor Cuomo, thank you again for your leadership and your great partnership throughout the pandemic and your significant commitment to Buffalo and upstate New York. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. And I think the mayor, as usual, said it well. Buffalo, pre-COVID, was on a roll, an historic roll. You look at all the economic indicators, development's happening, home ownership values are going up, young people coming back to Buffalo. Unprecedented progress. Then COVID hits. Okay, now we have to regain that momentum and build on it. And I believe we can and we will, and I believe there's a special opportunity for Buffalo because we were already on a roll in Buffalo. We were already thinking big and getting things done. All we have to do is relight the pilot and take off because we're in an airport. Mayor, thank you very much for being with us. Kim, thank you very much. I hope you were taking copious notes because the Buffalo airport is key. I was at, when I was HUD secretary, I was at an economic development conference, and one of the economic development speakers was talking about, there's this whole speech about the front door, and he's going on and on. What's the front door of your house look like? What is do you have a mat in front of your front door? Does it say welcome? What does the doorbell sound like? What does this shrubbery look like? And I said, what is this fella talking about? It was after lunch. I was a little suspicious. But it was all a setup to say the front door is the first impression. Somebody walks up to that front door, they hit that bell, they look around, they make an assessment. The airport is the front door. You walk into this airport and you say, this is Buffalo. This is Western New York. This is what it is. And that is your presentation. And that is why it is so, so important. And it will be even better. Mayor, thank you very much. Kim, thank you very much for being here.